Hello, ninth graders, and welcome to your first module for the third trimester of 2020. This has been quite an interesting year, and everybody's kind of happy that it's almost over. So I want to congratulate all of you, especially those who have been taking the time to do your assignments, to do your best. Good job. And some of you who have been kind of lagging behind, I know it's not easy. This is not easy. And you got this. You can do this. Don't get discouraged. So in this class, we're going to be reviewing what happens to the pronunciation of verbs when we change regular verbs into the past tense by adding ed. But before we get into that, a few quick reminders. Even if you think you speak English, still watch the video and watch it more than once if you need to. I've been speaking English all my life, and sometimes I still need a dictionary and I still check Google. So don't think that you know everything and that you have to know everything. No, you don't. It's perfectly okay to ask questions. Secondly, remember that when you're sending your audio recordings, I already told you, don't give me this long introduction. Don't say good morning or good evening, because you don't know what time of day I'm going to listen to your recording. So you say, hello, teacher. My name is Peter Peterson, and immediately you start reading the words. Do not tell me, today I'm going to read to you the words of it. No, don't do that, okay? And I might start taking off points for those who don't follow this very important instruction. So give me your name, say hello, give me your name, and immediately go into the assignment without an additional introduction. Okay, so what we're going to be dealing with, as I said, is what happens to the pronunciation of regular verbs when I change them into the past tense by adding ed. So let's look at this. When changing regular verbs into the past tense, the pronunciation of the new verb changes. The way the ed is pronounced depends on the last letter of the root verb. What is a root verb? It's the verb in infinitive or in the present tense. So let's look at the examples. I have 3 columns here: the root verb, the past tense, and the correct pronunciation. The root verb is ask. I add ed to it to change it into the past, and then I pronounce it asked. Do you hear that? Asked. So she asked me for my address. She asked me to accompany her. She asked me for a pencil. Now, when it comes to grab, I add an additional B, and we might go over the rules of why I added an additional B to that. But the important thing we're focusing on right now is the pronunciation. So I add an additional B and an ED, and I get grabbed. Not grabbed, grabbed. Okay? She grabbed my arm. He grabbed the ball. They grabbed the baby. And then I have the verb, the last 2 examples, paint and bud. Paint ends with the letter T. And when I add an ED to that, I have to pronounce the ED. It's no longer going to be a kt or a bd, it's going to be ed. So paint becomes painted or painted. And bud becomes budded, budded. But I added an additional D to it. And we're going to go over those rules later. So whenever the root verb ends with the letter D or T, as in the last 2 examples with paint and bud, you have to pronounce the ED, ed. It's not ed, it's ed. So let's look at the list of words. And you have 28 words. So let's go straight into that. Pay attention and remember, in your audio recording, speak slowly and clearly. Test, tested. Locate, located. Shout, shouted. Post, posted. Paint, painted. Trust, trusted. Present, presented. Squeak, squeaked. Suck, sucked. Switch, switched. Spray, sprayed. Spill, spilled. Wave, waved. Smile, smiled. Now, some of you might have some issues pronouncing number 8 number 10, number 11, number 12, and number 14. And in a future class, probably next module, we're going to deal with those words that begin with the S, so that you're not making the common mistake that people say of saying school and skills. No. So all you have to do is that you do and then you say the rest of the word, like squeak, switch, spray. So you don't fall into the before it. Let's go over this list of words one more time. Test, tested. Locate, located. Shout, shouted. Post, posted. Paint, painted. Trust, trusted. Present, presented. Squeak, squeaked. Suck, sucked. Switch, switched. Spray, sprayed. Spill, spilled. Wave, waved. Smile, smiled. And also pay attention to number 13, wave, wave, not wave, wave. B and V are two different sounds. Wave, waved. Okay, so one last time, we're going over this list. And in your house, you can repeat after me if you want to. That's perfectly okay. Test, tested. Locate, located. Shout, shouted. Post, posted. Paint, painted. Trust, trusted. Present, presented. Squeak, squeaked. Suck, sucked. Switch, switched. Spray, sprayed. Spill, spilled. Wave, waved. Smile, smiled. Number 7, it's not present, it's present. Okay, present is a noun, present is the verb. Same word, but the accent is different. So you say, for example, present tense, or he gave her a present, but when you're using it as a verb, you say present. Okay, he presented a speech. Present, presented. Okay, so in your audio, hello teacher, my name is David Davidson, and you read each set of words slowly and clearly. Remember what I just said. It's perfectly okay to check, to ask, to look in a dictionary, to Google, or even YouTube if you don't know the pronunciation of a word. What's not okay is to have all these tools and then still send me an assignment where you're mispronouncing your words. Thank you so much and see you next time. Can't wait to hear those audios. Bye-bye.